the mentoring piece, do you feel like you can properly mentor folks that sort of are in your, like, that report to you, or do you see benefits in getting mentors outside of your, like, if even if it's still in the same company, outside of your departments or outside of your companies in general? Like, if I know it's different for everyone, but in your eyes, can you properly mentor someone that sort of reports to you, or reports to someone that reports to you?
So yes and yes. I think that every person that you lead on your team, you should be mentoring along the way. That should be a part of your job as a leader, to help mentor them. So it shouldn't be sort of a separate relationship, but every time you talk to them, it should be about their own personal development, what their challenges are, how you can help them evolve, giving them homework and tasks and difficult things to sort of push themselves, giving them stretch assignments. To me, all of that is a part of being a leader. It is
Yeah.
extremely important. But I do see a lot of value in seeking out mentors outside of your immediate sort of business unit or practice or division that doesn't know your day to day, because that's where you're going to get somebody that truly sees something from like a, out of its perspective. And the people that I've mentored that I didn't know their necessarily day to day job, I feel like I've been able to add something to their skill set, because I'm seeing things differently than like if they ask somebody else in their sort of line of command, right? And
Yeah.
so it's important to get as many perspectives as possible
Yeah.
too, because otherwise you just create other people that look, sound, and act just like you. And so if you're seeking people that have different thoughts, that is just going to make you a stronger person if you have mentors that can give you those different perspectives.
Yeah, yeah. I was on a call yesterday, actually, with National African Americans and Insurance Association. Shout out to Naya, the Detroit chapter, and we were talking about mentorship. And one of the gentlemen said, Many of my mentors over the years didn't even realize they were mentoring me,
Yep.
right?" So you connect and you glean things from people, and you go, I really like how they handled that in this circumstance, or they were talking to me about something that they did at their job or in their role, and you go, I like that, right? And you can kind of start to keep the things that you want and kind of toss out the rest, right? So, um, but as a mentor, I love the thought of you being invested in their personal development. It seems like a no-brainer, but many times in management roles, people are just trying to get jobs done.
Yep.
They're not really as invested in the personal development of the people. Where did you get that from, and that sort of that mindset?
So I was just having a conversation with somebody about this the other day, that, it's interesting how some individuals are there was this concept a long time ago where managers used to be hired just to manage the work and manage outcomes, whether it was production, deliverables, whatever the case was. That was a long time ago. At this point, I don't know anybody whose job is just to manage other people's work. We all still have our own stuff we have to do. And even when I was a sales manager, I didn't have numbers directly, but I had other things that I was working on to help other people make their numbers
Yeah.
and pulling reports and doing things. And so it's interesting to me that this concept of a manager thinking that all their job is to manage somebody else's performance or outcome, that is so outdated to me. And I think that we just need to completely get rid of that concept, because a leader directly involved in the phases to help make that employee even better. And not everybody wants to move up. Not everybody wants to be a leader. Not everybody wants that next promotion. So you're not necessarily managing them or helping them develop to do that. But what is their goals? I had an employee who was perfectly content in her job for many, many, many years. But I started asking questions and asking her, like, what else are you interested in? I'm glad you love your job and I'm glad you're interested in this, but what else do you do? And on her own time, she started creating websites, and it was just something that interested her. And so she was debating, maybe starting a company, making websites for people. And I said, there's things that we can incorporate into your job here to help you learn some of those skills and help
Yeah.
you practice that. And it's not that I want you to leave and go become a web developer. If you want to, I will help you do that. But, you can also embody some of those things in your own skills and your own interest. And to me, I don't know where it evolved. And I love that you asked that. And maybe someday I'll have some sort of epiphany that'll tell me. But I just have a passion for helping other people develop skills and be successful. And I don't know where that comes from. I'm not sure why or how, but I get a ridiculous amount of happiness from when people call me and tell me they have a new job, that
Yeah.
they closed their first deal or their biggest deal, or that they just got offered a stretch assignment that's going to give them some really cool opportunities. To me, that is what I evolved to do, and I seek for all of my team. And it's hard, Bax, because I now have about 180 people that report up through me. I can't talk to all of them on a regular basis. I do skip levels. And in fact, I'm doing skip levels with like trainers and team leads that I am like 4 levels away from. So I can have those conversations because I still want to create that vision and lead from my role so
Yeah.
that everybody on the team is trying to have those same conversations and build that excitement about professional and personal development.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me